And as far as I'm concerned, the FBI has revealed what we already knew, that in order for the gun used by Alec Baldwin on the movie set to fire, the trigger had to be pulled. But what does this mean? And does it have any dispositive value in the analysis of whether criminal charges will be brought against Alec Baldwin? Well, if you want to find out what I think, you better stick around. So this is clearly a situation wherein you pull the trigger on a gun that you did not know had live rounds in it. And so in my mind, if criminal charges will be brought at all, in this case, it will be against the person who had the responsibility of providing the ammunition to the movie production company. And in my opinion, the only thing to date that provides any sort of clarity on this question is the lawsuit filed by the armorer against the individual and the company that provided the ammo. Now, in one of my prior videos, I lay out at least 7 eye-raising facts revealed in the armorer's lawsuit, and I hope you'll review my prior video on this topic. But one of the things that I found interesting was the report of the use of what is called Starline brass ammo. Now, apparently, Starline Brass Ammo is a company that produces ammo brass casings that can be made into dummy, blank, or live ammunition by anyone with the knowledge and equipment to do so. In other words, potentially, a person can take previously live ammo in these casings and convert them into dummy or blank rounds, and presumably vice versa. Now, a person by the name of Seth Kinney and his company, PDQ Arm and Prop, provided ammo that was used on the set. It still remains to be seen if all of the ammo on the set came from PDQ, but we can draw 3 inferences from the detailed facts laid out in the armorer's lawsuit. Number 1, most of the ammo supplied to the set came from Seth Kinney and PDQ. Number 2, Seth Kinney used Starline brass ammo. And number 3, the round that killed Halyna Hutchins was from a Starline brass ammo casing. Now, that's a lot, okay? But much is being made about the fact that the armorer should have been able to recognize dummy rounds from live rounds. But in my opinion, if you have someone using their own equipment to convert previously live rounds into dummy rounds and or blank rounds and vice versa, we can't really say for certain what the rounds would have looked like, would have sounded like, or any other necessary facts about those rounds. And maybe it is that the FBI is doing an analysis on that part of the case as well. And so now none of us who don't know all of the facts can say for sure anything about the look, makeup, feel, or sound of the ammo in question until we have more information and possibly maybe even an analysis on this evidence completed by the FBI as well. And so the issue of whether the armorer should have known whether it was live ammo or not may not be as clear-cut as everybody thinks it should be at the present time. This is a fact that still remains to be wide open. But if this was a practice, the practice of taking this previously used ammo and converting it into live and dummy rounds and vice versa was a practice that was being carried out by the supplier, in my opinion, it is something that should have been made known to the movie's production team, and we don't know if that fact was made clear to the production team either. So, this is a critical fact, since the casing was the same as was known to be used by Seth Kinney, and it was the same type that caused the fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins. And so in my opinion, I see Alec Baldwin's actions on the set as still being on the level as those included in civil liability. But for criminal charges to be filed against Alec Baldwin, in my opinion, you would need a higher level of culpability. And I believe this even though the FBI has now established that Alec Baldwin must have actually pulled the trigger. Because this is a movie set where everybody on the set thought they were working with a gun, although real, everybody thought that the gun only contained dummy rounds and that only dummy rounds were used on the set. And then someone handed a gun to Alec Baldwin, and the person handing the gun to him declared that it was safe. And then you have the added fact, according to Alec Baldwin, and although the armorer states that she would have advised him otherwise, the deceased individual actually instructed Alec Baldwin to point the gun in the direction of the place on the set where she and other workers were standing. And I know it's a harsh fact, but you just can't get around that fact if true. But as you know on here, I just report and I'll let you decide. So what do you think? Do you think that the prosecutor will bring criminal charges against Alec Baldwin in this case? Please let me know by leaving your comments in the comment section below. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And I want to also ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I come back with even further developments on this case. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.